Alright, we're started. Welcome to my channel, everyone. So far, I've had a major success in Bullet in crossing 2500 for the first time. So while I do love playing Bullet, I do also want to make sure that I'm balanced, so there's no reason for me to be rated 2200 in Blitz and 2000 in Rapid. So I want to try to prove that I don't just play fast, but I can play good quality chess. So I'm going to try to reach 2300 in Blitz for the first time. Let's see if I can do it in this stream. If not, we'll just keep going until we get to 2300. We'll get there eventually. I'll start now. Play King Spawn opening. Let's see if we can get a Stafford Gambit. Okay, the Steinitz attack. I have my own prep against the Steinitz. If he takes... Okay, he didn't take. I would have played Bishop C5 if he would have taken, but he didn't. That's still a very solid position. Maybe we trade queens if he trades takes his knight and I take back. Then the queen will see the other queen. Maybe I'll maybe force some clarity now. He's playing pretty fast, so I have to keep up with his pace. I mean, it is Blitz, so I do have to get used to, I have to get to that rhythm. I can take because the knight will attack the queen, so he can't just take my bishop. He takes back with the pawn. I see him taking back with the pawn to play d4, so I will play this to prevent him from playing d4. Not connecting his pawn chain. And now this pawn is a little bit weak. Okay, one attacker, two attackers. He's at two defenders, so it's still okay. Alright. This queen is eyeing this square, so the knight can come to g5. Yeah, I'll play h6 to prevent anything from coming to this square. Alright, he's threatening to take here, so I will move out the way. Maybe he might double up. I'm not really sure what to do here, actually. Maybe I'll just discourage the rook from being there. I can prep bishop to c3, protect this pawn first. Maybe I don't want to open up that line, so go here. Oh, he's starting a fork. This is very tricky. Also, the queen can come here if I break king 8-7. I don't see a good square for my queen. Like maybe here? I don't know. I don't know. This might be lost. This is looking very scary. I didn't have a fork because he had a check. He could sack, and then I don't know what happens after that. Oh, he takes a pawn. Let's see. Wow, I gotta think fast. Do I sack another pawn? Wow. Can't be frozen. saw that coming. Maybe I take here. This is defended. So, you know, holding on for dear life. Okay, I have 3 defenders. Oh yeah, that's pretty good too. Still 3 defenders, so maybe I'll attack this pawn. I need to make my own attack now. Like, I have to act very fast. This is desperate. Also, he's running low on time, so I might do less talking. I got 4. Let's see. He doesn't have a check here, right? So maybe we trade like this. Yeah, I think I'm totally lost here. I'm down a rook. It's a good game. We could analyze to see where it went wrong. Alright. This is why I have to practice blitz, because otherwise I'm just playing poor quality chess. Okay, d5. This is still my opening prep. Maybe knight c5 would have been slightly better. He didn't really punish it, so... Okay, so I had a chance here. Let's see if we can figure out. It says you are able to win material through a fork. Let's see if we can figure this out now. I see, because the bishop is pinning this pawn, so I can play knight to g3, forking the rook, the queen and the rook. So I missed that. These are tactics I have to see. And that's probably my best chance to win. After that, maybe I had a dominating position, but I missed my chance. So it's still kind of equal. Yeah, again, this is an instructive moment, because if I would have played something like a6, he would have played d4, and he would have had this very strong pawn chain. His bishop would have came in and defended, the rook would have came in and defended, so this pawn chain would have been too strong for white. So I had to make sure I couldn't connect it and play d4 myself. That way this pawn stays weak. So that was an instructive moment. You know, even when you lose, you can still have your good moments. If I do nothing here, then he can play bishop h6, and this is pinned. I can't take back. All right. So now we have queen e7. This loses material. Let's see why. How is bishop to g5 winning? Let's say I take. Basically, whenever you have to refute something, you just challenge the claim directly. So it's like, okay, this is hanging. Why can't I take this? Because he takes back, and I'm like, okay, maybe this looks scary, but I can move out the way. And once he plays queen h5, I can't make an escape, because if I play something like f6, he plays queen g7 check. I mean queen h7 check, and after king f8, the king can't come up, so that's just mate. So yeah, this was a strong sacrifice. So I think he had bishop g5 for like a few moves. Now after playing f6, which, as Feingold says, never play f6, my position is Swiss cheese. So he comes knight h4, threatening a fork, and I really don't have a lot of squares. If I go here, I still get forked. If I go here, the pawn takes. If I go here, the pawn takes. If I go here, the bishop takes. So my only real square was to go to c5, and it's still a miserable position. He plays knight g6 check, which is not best, but I didn't defend best either. He takes his pawn. I'm still lost, and I'm just kind of making it not like clear, but you know, I'm giving him chances. So of course, you know, he's opening up my king. And after here, all my pieces are very passive, just defending this. I have 1, 2, 3 defenders, but now I can't do anything because then he'll take with the bishop. And after I take back, you know, he takes with the queen, so I have to keep this rook defending. And of course he just takes this because it's pinned. I mean, this was a bad move, but I was already lost, so we gotta make sure we don't get into that kind of position. Anyway, we learn from losing and we jump into the next game. We're very close to our peak rating in Blitz. E4, pierce defense. Alright, just normal, simple development, not too much here. E3. See, I would play bishop e3, but I don't want knight g4. So he's playing really fast. It's hard for me to explain while I'm blitzing out moves. Take, but maybe I have to step back. I'm surprised he did it like that. I can play g4 now, kind of solidifying this. Oh, this pawn is weak. Yeah, to strengthen this pawn. Also, my pieces are kind of cluttered, so I really don't like that. Just move my knight out the way. I'm threatening a fork. Maybe I move the bishop because the bishop has nowhere to go. I want to come to this juicy square right here. Of course, he blocks that square. I still have a clear advantage here. I'm doing pretty decent on time. As long as we don't blunder anything. I do want to take this because I want to weaken this pawn, even though my knight will be under attack. Maybe I just come here? Just very annoying knight here. If he takes, I have a strong pawn chain. Yeah, this is a very strong pawn chain. So unless black can prove anything, I'm in a driver's seat here. Yeah, just make sure this pawn stays protected somehow. Okay, I'll take it. Now I just have to, you know, not fall asleep, and I should be able to convert. That was a very strange, strange mistake. I don't know how that happened. But you know, as long as I don't fall asleep too, I have to punish that. Well, maybe, you know, be aware of something like this. So just also make sure keep in mind my time too. You can always get under time pressure, and that's when you can make all your mistakes. I'm planning to do rook here. I'll trade the rooks as long as he doesn't have rooks. This is a free rook. This is also check. Checks are good. I don't want to lose my my queen. I'll just defend this, you know, no rush. I don't have to find mate right away. It's a clever move, but you know, doesn't really change anything. Maybe I come here just to have an escape square. I have plenty of time. I'm not really worried about my time. Yeah, that's mate. All right, let's just see if that was a clean game before that blunder with the queen. Don't mind me if I'm eating a cream cheese bagel. True New Yorker. Alright. Defending a pawn. Wait, no. Where did I go? No. Let's go back. Let's go to game history. Let's go back to here. Alright, so I played knight c3, defending the pawn. Very simple. Control the center. Oh, yeah, I wanted to castle kingside, so I played bishop to d3. Nothing abnormal. D5 is closes the center. It's fine. A3 is kind of a waste of time, but it's not bad. Now h3. The reason why I played h3 was because I wanted to play bishop to e3, but knight g4 will be annoying, and I don't want to. Let's say if I try to attack the knight, one, I weaken my king side, and two, when he takes back, I have these ugly double pawns. And this, even though I can move the rook here, there's not really a clear attack on the king, so there's no reason to do this. This will be a nice. I mean, I do control the square, but now g3 and h3 are weak, h2 are weak, so that's not really a good idea. So here, I built a battery. I could have won a pawn. I don't know why I didn't win a pawn. I don't know why he didn't take back, because now I have this beautiful pawn chain. So I'm just up a pawn, and this pawn chain is annoying. Maybe I didn't develop the best, but he didn't really punish it either. That's where we both have room to learn. Trading pieces is good for me because I'm up material. This knight is really well protected, and if he takes, I have a connect 4, so I win connect 4. Okay, maybe I didn't have to win connect 4. Maybe somehow this is better because I can reroute my knight to here, and then I'll have this outpost too, so maybe I could have thought about a future for this knight, which isn't really doing much. So, you know, these are things I could learn. Let's see. I allowed a fork. Yeah, because rook d3 would attack the bishop and this pawn, so that would be bad for me. He hung his queen, and that's when the game became boring. I just had to convert here, which isn't really hard work. I just have to be aware of my time. So, you know, just scroll through this game because there's not much more to discuss. I don't even have to play accurate, I just can't, like, get mated. Don't be careless. And yeah, I missed mate in 1, but that's fine because I was getting there anyway. It's not about the most efficient path, it's about the first one you find to get there, so. Alright, let's move on. We're 9 points away from our peak, which is 2269. We'll keep going. Alright, let's do King's Pawn again and see if we can get a Stafford Gambit. That'll be fun. Okay, we have 4 knights. 4 knights Italian, Spanish. We can do the Rubinstein counter gambit. Alright, I don't think I have to defend this pawn right away. There's like a line where I can play like bishop c5, and I could play, because then the knight can't come to a4, so I do have that luxury. And now I'll defend the pawn now. I don't remember exactly what was the most accurate, so I have to get familiar with this kind of line again. Maybe I control it like coming here. Still have this tension here. Let's take back here. Yeah, try to control the square here. This is an annoying pin. Yeah, I'll do something about that. My knight is controlling some nice squares. Maybe I play rook e8. I want to prepare d5. My opponents are playing fast, so I have to keep up with their pace. You know, it's got to. If I push this pawn, it's gonna have another attacker, so I have to be very patient. Maybe my bishop isn't doing much, so I'll trade my bishop for his bishop. His bishop is controlling the square. I don't know if I want to take right away because I don't want to fix this pawn structure. So that's something that I still have a doubt in my mind. I'll keep it closed. My king is kind of exposed, so I do want to be careful. Okay, I don't want him to push, so I'll take. I'm not sure if that was a real threat, but I don't think it was a bad move, so. If he pushes, I push. I don't want to open things up, actually. I want to defend this pawn. I want to take, but I don't want the rook to take back. I'd rather the pawn takes back, so at the right moment, I'll take the bishop. Or he's threatening a discovery check, so I'll move out the way. I don't want to deal with this discovery. There's too much to calculate there. He's trying to do another discovery. That's pretty persistent. Okay, now we're just dancing. I'm up on time, so that's good. Maybe, you know, just put him in the time pressure and then I'll have the bullet advantage. Maybe I can play here. I have a lock on the light squares, locking his bishop essentially behind his pawn. I didn't see that move, to be honest. Now, I come here and play rook g6. He's guarding pretty well. I have to somehow kick this queen. Okay, again, I'm controlling this square. The square is very important. Maybe I'll play here and then plant the knight here. You gotta move back. Or the knight can come here. That's a good square too. Oh, this bishop is annoying. Okay. I'm down, but you know, there's time pressure. I think he blundered. Okay, I'm trying to win clean games, but you know, my opponent's blunder, I'll have to take them. No mercy. Now it's just a matter of converting. I don't want this pawn to be pushed. No counterplay. You know, make him, you know, work for his counterplay. Nothing comes free. You know, want to put the rook on a more active diagonal. I try to trap the queen. Let's go here. Maybe he plays rook f8 to try to distract my queen. But then if he takes, I fork his queen, so it's all good. Alright, that's a good game. You know, I win by blunders, but at least I was putting pressure on him. So, it wasn't still only his mistake. Alright, let's review this game. Us. Hi, Promote. Oh, there you go. I see you in the chat now. I don't know if I had to refresh the users or but I see your message now. I don't know how long it's been there. Has it been there a while? Anyway, let me analyze this game. We tried to get a Stafford Gambit. I have my chat open. We played a 4 Knights Spanish. We played the Rubinstein counter Gambit. I think, yeah, Bishop C5 is a move here, may not be the best. Maybe the computer wants like C6 or something like that. Yeah, the computer wants C6. Or, you know, it goes between Bishop C5 and C6, so that it is a move. Castles. I didn't remember what was best here, so maybe I could have played C6 since that was also the other move I was talking about. The reason why I didn't play C6 is because I forgot, like, if he could take this pawn, like, if I have a way to punish it, but I guess this is okay. So if he takes this pawn, maybe I could counterplay with Bishop G4. And now his bishop is over here, so he can't come and break this pin. So he can't really do much about it. And then after I take and he takes, now he has a compromised king structure. So maybe that's an instructive moment I'll remember for the Rubinstein counter gambit. Alright, apparently this is a big mistake, because if I take and I have to take back with the pawn, because if I was to take back with the queen, now this queen is overloaded and he takes my bishop for free. Alright, so I made a mistake, he didn't punish it. I don't know why I played c6 and not, wait, b5. Okay, I mean, I played c6 because I wanted to control this square. I wanted to know this side. So it goes back, c6 controlling the square, that's what I was thinking. But, okay, he plays knight takes d4, and after bishop takes d4, knight comes to e2, so it's attacking my bishop. Bishops are generally better than knights, and now I kind of push this pawn for nothing, just creating weaknesses. So let's see, he goes back. You know, we're just going back and forth. g5 is good because I need my knight to control the infiltration of the queen. So that's why I need to keep my knight there. King g7. Again, I needed to reinforce rook e8 because after I play d5, let's say he makes a random move and I play d5. After takes and takes, now there's pressure on my pawn, so I needed an extra defender. So that's why I played rook e8 here. Rook e1. I'm adding more pressure, but maybe it's not best. I think I could have attacked other weak points like c3 with queen a5. Alright. a5, b6. I didn't really like my bishop because it was like kind of eyeing this, but I didn't really have an attack there. And his bishop is eyeing some important squares, so I wanted to trade bishops. This is an okay move. Alright, this is bad because of what? Of bishop c. That's a move I would never play. If he plays this, I'm not playing bishop c8. Like, I don't understand that move. There's some moves that can't be explained, and that's above my pay grade. But you know, I'm human, so I do it the best I can. I can't understand everything. Maybe this is bad because I'm leaving this as a weak square. Takes, and he's got a big center, so now he's got the advantage. My bishop is getting kind of cramped, so maybe I felt pressured to take. I didn't want my bishop to get trapped by pawns. Yeah, this is bad because now this knight was defending this pawn. This pawn is a major focal point now. And this knight is even blocking this pawn from coming up to defend. Alright, now he's threatening all kinds of discoveries, so, you know, he comes here, and if I do nothing, right, he can play d5 check. And checks are kind of scary because you never know what's going to happen. You know, king h7, he starts opening up. My king is more exposed than his king, so I don't like opening up the position. Alright, he wants to play some kind of discovery, and I insist moving out the way. Now I'm okay to take because my king is more tucked in. It's hidden behind this pawn. He doesn't have this check here because of this pawn. I played rook e6 to block this bishop from coming in. So this bishop is kind of out of the game. My knight is more active. It's got nice squares to jump to. Let's say if the pawns move, so the pawns are kind of restricted here. Still, he has an advantage, so... like, here, this is not best because of this. This is one of the moves where he's winning a pawn. So now I'm just kind of down a pawn. I'm up on time a little bit, so I'm just keeping that in mind too. Oh, I hung a queen. That's crazy. Where is Sam? I'm not sure where Sam is. I know Sam's following, so I know Sam's aware that I'm live. Wow. I hung my queen and he didn't see it, so I got kind of lucky there. Yeah, that's a bad move because of queen takes d7 here. And I would have resigned immediately. Alright, he didn't see that, so the game goes on. h5. I took because I didn't see how I could defend this pawn. Apparently, knight d4, I guess counterattacking his queen so he doesn't have time to take the pawn. It makes a lot of sense. And after, let's say, a move like queen e4 attacking my knight's still defended, so f5. This is kind of crazy, so I didn't go for that. Rook g3. I mean, this is kind of pinned, but the queen is defending. I just wanted to move out the way. Maybe double rooks. And he blundered his rook, which I took and then converted. And that's basically the end of the game. Here, this was a nice tactic because I trapped his queen. Alright, the queen is pinned. So his only real way to save his queen, and I say save, I really mean it doesn't work, which he tried, rook f8. And if I go here, then rook f7 would still save the queen. And the thing is, this would come with check, so that would be annoying for me. Even though I'm still winning, I don't want that. So I don't play king g7. Instead, I take immediately. And after the queen takes back, now it doesn't come with check, and I have this chance to play rook h6 check. And after takes, he can resign. Which, after a move later, he resigned. Alright. I'm 1 point away from breaking my blitz record. My blitz record is 2269. I'll try to see if I can break that in this next game. We want to try to be balanced. You know, if I'm 2500 in bullet, I can't be rated 2200 in blitz. Alright, let's see if we can achieve that in this game. I'm playing with black. Let's just mirror a London system. We'll play active with c5. Just focusing on this pawn here, a queen b6. This is a line here. I'm trying to remember how it goes. I think I push and then like take. I think bishop f5 might be a move because then I attack this pawn on b2. I forget. Let's just try it. I think he's prepared with the theory, so that's why he's playing like instantly. Otherwise, this is not something you just play instantly unless you know the theory. So I guess I'm in theory, so that can't be too bad for me. Maybe I'll try to play something weird so he gets unprepared. He's playing way too fast. And you know, that's gonna put me under time pressure. I'm not even sure how to castle my king. I don't really like that. want to play a rook to the center. Alright. He wants to treat queens. That's kind of boring. Don't want to be boring. No, we're not boring, so we're not trading queens. Attacking this pawn, we simply push it. I mean, sometimes trading queens is the best move, but also it's a way to simplify the position. I hung a pawn, by the way. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to generate some counterplay. His knight is very strong here. This pawn is kind of weak. Let's see, this knight, I don't know what the knight can do there, but it's just a thorn in my position. Maybe knight here. I wanted to defend this pawn first. Knight there, but the thing is knight here and then queen takes check, so I have to be careful. So that's why I'm gonna move here to defend this pawn. Maybe I move here if he tries to kick me. So I need to play knight d5 without giving up this pawn on f2, f7. It's like the mirror of f2. Oh, I'm putting pressure on him now with the time. Maybe I can play f6? Kind of inducing him to play a counterattack. Unless he plays here and defends his queen. That is a possibility too. I'm not really a big fan. He definitely will come back and defend his queen, so I'm not really accomplishing much. I'm just damaging my pawn structure here. This rook is still putting pressure on this pawn, so I don't want to push f6 carelessly. I think I'm here. Pressuring this knight. Pressure on f7, of course. This is a focal point. Oh, and I got forked. It's pretty unfortunate, but it's okay. Let's see. I guess I insist in defending this square, so. I don't want to trade queens, even if I lose a pawn. I want to keep the dynamics, so I will lose a pawn, even if it means, that's how we keep the queens on the board. This pawn is still defended by the rook. And he's low on time, so I just gotta keep things complicated. I can't take because then my queen hangs, so I will move out the way. And his rook is still under pressure. So I'm buying myself time by leaving that threat there. Yeah, making him think, what do I'm losing, but what are you gonna do about it? Oh, hi Pavi. I need him to prove that he's winning. I'll come here. If he tries to pin me, I have this check and I win his queen. So it doesn't have that tactic. I'll come here and try to win a pawn. Attacking his rook. He's running very low on time. This is probably how we climb because we put time pressure on our opponents. I don't want him to promote, so I will prevent promotion. He's gonna play a7 and then rook b8. But he ran out of time. So even though I played like crap, I won the game. That's just kind of how I roll. Anyway, that's my peak rating. So Through all the ups and downs, this is the best chess I've ever played in my life. Don't mind me if I'm eating a bagel. Streamers eat too. Sorry, I'm talking my mouth full. Getting this stream going before I hang out with my family, so I had to do this stream early. I'm gonna be busy later on. Anyway, let's analyze this game. There's no rush to jump into another game. We're just enjoying our peak rating in both Blitz and Bullet and analyzing why we did so well. So, not bad to mirror our... And E4 or D4, you can always mirror your opponent. It's a very solid opening. This is the London. So, I played like a counter attack. Of course, my opponent knew all the theories, so he's blitzing all the moves instantly. This is just the London opening. They can pretty much make this setup regardless of what I play. So you can't stop a man from playing a London if he wants to. Here, of course, he played, you know, another theory. I push here. One move is to take. This is okay. Because even though I have doubled pawns, I'm going to eventually push this pawn and then we trade it and I don't have the doubled pawns anymore. So this is still not bad. It's not bad to have double pawns all the time. He plays here. And I think this is a mistake. That's kind of funny actually. I've never seen this deviation symbol before. I guess that's new on chess.com. Basically the reason why I played this, even though this seems crazy that I'm giving up bishop, I thought I could take this pawn and win this rook. So let's see. He can apparently give up this rook. So this is just kind of going into the theory. And then he defends this. And he's defending my knight. My queen has like only this square. And he's still attacking this pawn. So a long castle and then this bishop is still a thorn. This bishop comes in. So for the sacrifice of the bishop for the rook, he is getting a lot of activity. He's got both bishops out, the knight's gonna come in, the king's in the castle, my king is super exposed. So this is why, going back here, this is not a good move. But I guess my opponent believed me, so... See, he knew all this theory, he played all these moves in like 5 seconds, and then when I played something deviant, he started to slow down a little bit. I think he's maybe seen that before, so he's still playing kind of fast. But at some point, he gets uncomfortable, and that's when he gets low on time. So he still played everything in 10 seconds. He played 11 moves in 10 seconds, which is like basically like Bullet. I take, he takes, we're equal. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll try to confuse him. Castle, and here's where he makes his first big mistake. He just gives me a free pawn, which, you know, this pawn is protected. I guess even though like he does win it back. Okay, so maybe I didn't punish this. If I take, he takes it, and then I push here. After take, F takes. This is above my level, so I did not see this. He can't, I don't know why he can't take back. Why can't he just take back? Because I think his king is still in the center, so if we keep trading, let's say we keep trading like this, I take check, and if he plays king, queen e2, and even though we don't have queens on the board, my rooks control both center files, both of the open files, so I have a big advantage. My rook becomes a pig on the 7th rank, where it's going to eat all the pawns like Pac-Man, so that's why that's positionally losing. And that's going all the way back to this pawn push, so I didn't calculate that far. I'm simply not that good. So I just traded, because I just thought one move ahead. This is why chess is hard, because you have to see that many moves ahead. Apparently trading queens was good, but I thought that was kind of... Even though it's not bad, is kind of boring because now we don't have queens on the board. My knight's still not really doing anything. He's gonna see it from a mile away. So it's really hard for me to build an advantage here. I'd rather be worse than to trade queens there. I lost a pawn here. And we're still kind of equal on time, which is not bad because he was ahead before. I don't have a plan here. Here, I thought about playing f6. And let's say if he goes here, I win his queen, which would be very nice. So I'm like, okay, I wanted to play this. But I saw he had knight to c4, and then we're just trading queens, which is what I said before. So not only have we traded queens, but now this is kind of an ugly pawn structure. And I'm not really a big fan. And I'm still down a pawn. He's up a pawn. So I did not go for f6. And I played another bad move instead. But at least I didn't trade queens. Same. Now we're just going back and forth. This pawn is under attack. So I defended it. But apparently I was supposed to defend by, rather than defending the pawn, I was supposed to block the rook from attacking the pawn. So instead, this is a mistake because I walked into a fork. But we don't resign because anything can happen. When I say you have a knight, that means you have a chance. So I have a knight, even though it's not as good as the rook, it can be very tricky. I didn't want to trade queens, even though, you know, this is a total disaster. We both have 48 seconds on the clock. You know, I believe in my chances in playing speed chess, so we kept going. Here, I cannot take the rook. If I take the rook, I lose my queen. So this is not good at all. I simply have to move my queen. So I'm just going back and forth. I have no clear plan. I just trying not to lose, maybe waste time on the clock. You know, now he's feeling the time pressure. He's got 19 seconds on the clock. And now, like I said, since I have a knight, knights are very tricky. I have this knight check, I pick up a free pawn, I'm attacking the rook, and he's feeling the pressure. He spent 8 seconds to play this move, which is way too slow. He's got to move a lot faster than that if he wants to try to win the game. Here I'm just making moves. I come back here. He's trying to make another queen, so I came back. Now I'm not afraid to trade queens. If I have 3 seconds on the clock, the worst thing that can happen is somehow he uses his queen and his rook to checkmate me. So if we trade queens, that's very unlikely to happen. And with these doubled pawns, I can just block with the rook, and then when the rook comes to try to check the king, I can move the king to 8-7 first, so that when he comes here, let's just demonstrate, because that is a lot. So let's say I come here and take. Let's say he plays a7. I say no, not yet, because then I'll play rook. Say he comes here. Let's just make a random move. Right? What he wants to do is once I play rook a8, he wants to have this check. So when I take back, he makes a queen. And then he can continue his attack. Which is, he only had 2 or 3 seconds on the clock, so he didn't have time to do that. So basically I traded queens, I blocked this before he plays a7. A7 and rook b8. Alright, well, I won that game. That was pretty instructive, I think, even though I've made some blunders here and there. I can try to play maybe one more and see how that goes, to see if I can keep climbing. I'm trying to get to 2300. Alright, let's start with e4. Okay, he's playing a Caro-Kann. Let's see if he can walk into my trap. As he takes, is continuing the trap line. He doesn't, so I'm very disappointed. Happens. You don't always get what you want. This is probably not good because if he takes, now we trade queens. I don't want to trade queens, so I don't want him to take. I'm thinking h3 maybe. I don't want to trade queens in the Caro-Kann, so maybe I'll take. bishop somehow. I'm not sure what to do here because if I push, this pawn becomes weak. Wait, a4. My knight doesn't have a lot of squares. Maybe I'll move my knight out the way. I'm okay with trading bishops. I can re-maneuver my knight. I need more space, so I'm okay to trade. He's got this rook eyeing this pawn. It's just a thorn. This is an important square. It's defended twice. Okay. That's interesting. Just attacking this pawn. Maybe I can push and then trade. I do want a knight to come here to the square eventually. Maybe take his bishop. Alright, my rook is under attack. I move it out the way. It attacks my queen. Now, do I play something like here? He might play bishop b4. You know, my bishop is not really doing much, so I'm okay if he takes my bishop. Interesting. He's attacking this pawn twice. Maybe I'll defend it like this. Defending this pawn and attacking this bishop at the same time. It's good to play two things at once. Let's see. I did lose a pawn, unfortunately. But I'm gonna come here. He can't take here because I'm gonna take this with check and then win his rook. Still making blunders, you know, it happens. If I move this, I lose my pawn, so I'm gonna play rook a2. This pawn is attacked twice, but the queen is x-raying defending. And I'm down on time, so I do have to speed up a little bit. Yeah, pre-move taking, because that's the only move really if he takes. Alright, this is not a very good position, but I'm used to that. Queen f3, attacking here and here. Maybe he plays knight to c5, defending both. Okay, he did not defend both, so maybe I'll take here. Attacking the bishop. I'm still have this under fire. Yeah, come here. I get forked, so I don't want to go there. I don't have a lot of squares. Wow. Okay, I mean, I might have to get forked. I don't really have a choice. So, you know, I can play a counterattack. So he takes, and then I take his knight. And we both lose a piece, but, you know, at least I'm not losing material. Also, now we're both equal on time, so now it's a bullet game, which I'm very happy about. You know, that's just kind of our thing. Spending way too much time here. He's gotta make a move. He has to move faster than that. Alright, I'm simply gonna take here and then take here with check. If he takes my knight, I win his rook, so he can't. I'm gonna take his bishop, no? Come here, threaten a fork. Also, this is a juicy fork too. I'm gonna come here. And if he goes here, this is mate. And it's a good game. And I think it's 11 o'clock. So, at least here in New York. So maybe after I review this game, I'll probably just call it a day. Let's just see how we broke our peak again, despite not playing the best. You know what, we kept our cool even though we didn't make all the best moves. Computer's saying I played like 25-50, which I'm happy about. Let's see, what kind of opening was this? This is a Caro-Kann. Maybe I could even show the trap here that I was hoping for. So this is a trap. If he takes here, and I go knight g5, he can take and take. And if I was to play, if he was to play knight f6, I take here on f7, and now I'm threatening a fork. And if he takes this, now I play bishop to g6 check. He can't play king f8 defending the queen. He takes his queen. No, he takes the bishop and I take the queen. So that's one threat. Another trap is if he plays h6, I still take on f7. And if he takes back, you know, because this is getting forked, I can't draw arrows, this is getting forked. He takes back. You would think I would play the same trick, where, and this is still good, don't get me wrong, to win his queen. But if he plays h6, remember this is a rhyme. h6 means mate in 6. Even though it says mate in 9, the computer doesn't even see the mate in 6. It is mate in 6. See, now it says mate in 5. After here, we play queen g6 check. After it comes back, we can even sacrifice the bishop. And if he takes, this is mate in 1, you know, with these diagonals. So that's not the best move. He can't take the bishop. If he goes here, as the computer suggests, if he goes here, if he goes here, I'm here, and then this is checkmate because he can't come here. The bishop is blocking, and that's how you would mate your opponent in like 10 moves. But he did not play any of that, and I was very sad. We just had to play chess. He played bishop g4. I was not very happy here, because let's say I go here. If he wants to trade queens, I can't stop him, and then my attack is very nerfed, and then it's very equal, and I have to really fight for an advantage. I did not want to trade queens, so once he did not play d takes e4, I took my well, I played this first just to kick his bishop, then I took myself. We go into this game. I come out of the opening relatively equal. I did not get what I wanted, but I also didn't trade queens, so I felt like maybe there was chances to create. Plays queen a5. I played a4, which is somehow inaccurate. I don't know why. Maybe I'll find out later. This c pawn is still very weak. If I push, then the b pawn becomes weak. So maybe that's why I needed to keep the a pawn here, just so that I can push the c pawn without weakening the b pawn. Okay. I'm still trying to find the right ideas. He's threatening my pawn. Apparently, this is a good defense because I'm X-ray attacking the queen. But I did not see that dynamic defense, so I just played c4. And this is bad because, like I was mentioning, bishop b4 is a way to break this pin and just keep pressure on my queen. So I didn't mind giving up this bishop. I think this was a bad trade because this bishop was just eyeing like a bunch of my own pieces, so it wasn't doing any attack. So this is not a good trade for black. I was happy with this trade. I defended this pawn here. This is attacked twice by bringing the knight to e5, which is defending this pawn and attacking this bishop, so I really like this move. So even though I do give up a pawn, this is a very well placed knight, so I guess that was the best approach. I took the moment to take this bishop because if he takes my rook, I take this. Oh, that's even more vicious than I thought. Apparently, I have knight h6 check. The king has no squares, and this is checkmate. Wow, that would have been so beautiful. I wish he would have done that, but I wouldn't have checkmated him though. So what I saw, which is still winning, was knight takes here with check. Not only do I win a bishop, but now I win this rook. And if he takes, I take his knight, and I'm up 2 minor pieces and just totally winning. So I did not. He did not play that. He took this knight. Now I move I thought rook a2 to defend this pawn. But apparently this is bad because now I have two isolated pawns. These pawns have no adjacent neighbors, so they can only be defended by pieces. Both these pawns are weak. He takes these pawns, he promotes these to a queen, and he wins the game. So that's his plan. So apparently I was supposed to play here. I did not see this. I'm like, why would I do this? My rook is hanging, my bishop is hanging, but if he takes my rook, I don't even take his rook. It's amazing. Chess is hard. I thought maybe I could take his rook. Apparently not. Alright, this is kind of way too complicated. I don't know why he wouldn't take back here. Maybe after here I have like queen here making a lot of nasty discoveries if he does nothing about it. Maybe I have a mating attack, so I come here. Yeah, and I have mate in a few moves somehow. The king is forced to here, and my pawns cooperate. I think in the attack. I don't even play like g4 check. What? So why not just play g4 check right away? Well, apparently that's still a good move. Yeah, this is mate. In no way was I gonna see all of that. So going back here, I did not sacrifice my bishop. I played the human move in defending this pawn. Take. I have a weak pawn structure. He has a clear plan. I don't. He brings his rook to the open file, which is very natural. I come here because, you know, and I come with all these ideas, and they're not always best. I wanted to attack this pawn and this knight, so that's why I played queen f3. And the reason why this is bad is because, well, I have my plan, he has his plan, and he just forks my queen and my rook. So my plan is not good at all. He didn't see that, I think. So he misses that chance to build his advantage. This knight is very strong, so it's probably best for me to take it with my bishop. Even though I do like my bishop because it does g7, and in a dream world, I could play queen b3 without his queen being there, and play queen g7 mate. So I kept my bishop. And I was like, let me just win a free pawn. And then I was really struggling here. So we both have about a minute on the clock. And I don't have a lot of squares. I can't come here because the rook is gonna take. If I take his rook, he takes my queen. I don't have here because the queen's defending all these squares. Bishop is defending this square. Knight is defending this square. I don't have this because the knight and the rook will take. If I come here, the pawn will take. And if I come here, I'm like, wait, what about here? Yes, this is what I said. That's actually what I played in the game. So I saw this move here, and I was like, but I'm gonna get forked. And apparently this is not bad because of what? Oh yeah, this is actually, you know, what we played in the game. If I go here, also I didn't mention this square. If I go here, the knight takes. So the only chance I have to save my queen, and if I look at the analysis, I only have one good move, I think. Bishops, you know, the computer's crazy. Look, the computer sees bishop to c3, and if he takes my queen, I take his queen. So maybe there were two good moves in the position. Let's see. Yes, there's two moves in the position. The one I played in the game, and the computer move, which is bishop c3, just leaving my queen hanging because I'm very fearless. And even though I'm down material, I calculated everything. I did not, so I played the other move, which I calculated, which is queen to e4, because even though I was getting forked, I move out the way, and this knight is under pressure twice, and is only defended once. So if he takes my knight, I take his knight, and that is okay. And also, not only are we just trading, but now this pawn is very weak, which is what I saw too. So if I take his knight, this knight is no longer defending this pawn. I take his pawn with check. So this is what I saw in the game. That's why I spent like basically 20 seconds coming up with this plan, and I was running very low on time. He takes here, which is not accurate because now I take, and I'm going to take this pawn like I mentioned earlier. So I took this pawn with check. He came here to defend his bishop, which is very logical. but now my knight is super strong here. This is Swiss cheese defense. He has a dark squared bishop, and my knight is attacking the light squares, and I'm threatening mate. And this is actually winning. Even though I'm down material, this knight is now stronger than both his rooks. His rooks can't do anything about this square, because this bishop, not only is it not defending the light squares, but it is blocking his rook from coming here and defending this square. So now this is still mate. So his bishop, he would actually be better off not even having this bishop. So I came here, and after queen d5, x-ray defending mate, I had knight check. The king can't come here because the queen is blocking the square. He only has one move, king e8, and then this is mate. And this is how I got to 2283. Thank you for joining the stream. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Happy Sunday. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.